Lovely people, guess what? Welcome back to another Love Naturally experience where we are going to dive in and see what is your spiritual healing tool. Because let's face it, we are all spiritual healers. But how do you heal? In today's video, we are going to see how you heal yourself, how you heal others, and we'll also identify your dominant power and ways for you to enhance that dominant power in your healing works. Whether you're a newbie practitioner or you're someone that's super seasoned out here, okay? So in a moment, we will be picking a healer so that you can get more acquainted with your healing gifts because y'all, let's face it, it is time that we remember who we are and reclaim our divinity. The Great Mother is calling us back. So before we do that, I want you to make sure that you're making this reading that you're about to pick come full circle for you, because we are going to be offering a divine assignment which supports your reading. And by we, I do mean myself, which is going to support your reading. Now, it's absolutely free, requires no registration or signups. So do take advantage of this while I am offering the access to this level of wonderful healing services. Now, a lot of these activities and these divine assignments are suggested and they're really helpful. So I think you'll like it. Make sure you check it out, okay? Got to go to my website. And I offer free alignment calls, not consultation, alignment. What's the difference? We talk by phone for about 15 minutes and we discuss a particular goal that you have, and I'll help you to arrange some SMART goals to that manifestation or to actually achieve that desired goal that you have, whether it be spiritual, financial, magical, it doesn't matter, emotional as well, okay? So definitely go ahead and book your free alignment call by going to my website. And while you're there, if you feel so inspired, I do offer a whole list of other services, and you can contact me via email if you have any questions and book in your service when you feel so guided to do so. I have tarot readings, shadow work, personal consultations. I even offer personal Reiki. So I hope you're excited because I am ready to see what is going to be your spiritual healing gifts. Oh my gosh. Okay, it's time for you, my friends, to pick a healer. Pile 1. If you're feeling called or drawn to healer number 1, then this will be your group. If you're feeling called to healer number 2, then this will be your group. And if you're feeling more called to healer number 3, this is going to be your group. There we have it. All 3 spiritual healers. 1, 2, and 3. Take a moment to make your final decision. All right, I think that gives us about enough time. I'll see you at your reading. Okay, what is up? What's going on? Pile number 1, or if you selected spiritual tool number 1, this is going to be your reading all about how you are a spiritual healer and what your spiritual healing tool is. Now, again, this doesn't mean that you have one spiritual healing tool. It just means that this is one of the more dominant spiritual healing tools that you are channeling in this reading right now. So whether that means that you're already on a path of healing and you're just curious to see what else you got going, or you want to have some confirmation, or maybe you're new to your path or you're feeling called to do spiritual healing work, well, this is going to be the perfect video for you. So let's go ahead and get started. I am sensing that some of you in this first group are newer to your like your path, your spiritual nature, and understanding it. And if you're not, don't click off. Let's just see what comes through. But how we're going to break this down, my friends, is we're going to do this in 3 parts. We're going to, well, kind of 4. We're going to first look at yourself. So how do you heal yourself? How do you heal yourself? Next, we're going to look at how is it that you heal others? How do you heal others? So after we look at how you heal yourself and then how you heal others, we're going to find out what your dominant healing tool is. So that could be an elemental energy. It could be your ancestral powers. It could be something related to deity energies. So we'll see what comes through. And then we'll close out to see how you can strengthen your healing abilities to give more of that into the world, forth into the world. So very positive reading today. I hope you like it and enjoy it. Without further ado, let's begin. I've already protected the circle, but I want to ask again for my ancestors, angels, guardians, and guides to please come through for all of us, all of yours as well. And please protect this circle so that messages only rooted in divine love, wisdom, and truth are allowed through. Ashe. Okay. All right, let's do this. Some of y'all are nervous. Why? Because I'm feeling like nervous. I'm like kind of, stammering a little bit, but let's see. How do you heal yourself? Show me, Great Spirit, how this pile or tool, those who select tool number 1, how do they heal themselves? So we are using right now the Brotherhood of the Light Tarot deck. May I have one more? It's this one right here. You see it sticking out? Okay. Oh. You guys have 5. Well, excusez-moi. Okay, so we have here, so again, we're working with the Brotherhood of the Light Tarot deck. I do have my little booklet handy because I'll be honest with you, this is a very complex deck and it takes a while to understand all of the symbology, because it combines numerology, it combines a lot. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at what is the ways in which you heal yourself. So we have here, what is this? This feels like the Hierophant, but let's confirm. So this is number 5, and number 5 is, yeah, correct. Number 5 is the Hierophant in this deck. Sometimes they are different. Not all of the typical Rider-Waite symbology matches in the Brotherhood of the Light Tarot, but I do like this deck because it has a lot of powerful information. So let's just keep going. We have here, looks like we have the Page of Hearts in reverse. We have the 7 of Cups. So the Page of Hearts or the 7 of Hearts, it's Cups energy. So we have the Page of Cups, the 7 of Cups. We have here the 9 of Coins or Pentacles. And then you have here the King of Pentacles, but in reverse. All right. So let's see. How is it that those who selected pile number 1, spiritual tool number 1, how do y'all heal yourselves? To be honest with you, what I'm seeing off the bat is that the way that you heal yourself is through retreating. Hold on. Okay. So had to wait for the background to get cleared, but as far as audio, however, the way that you heal yourself, okay, you need to step back from work. So the way in which that you heal yourself, you seem like you're someone who is very rooted in a profession, or you might be the head of household. Perhaps you are the person that everyone goes to if you're not head of household in a financial way. And what I'm seeing is the way that you primarily heal yourself is by pulling back your energy and letting yourself and giving back into yourself. So this has a lot of earth energy. So even if you're not a Taurus, you're not a Capricorn, you're not a Virgo, you do have that archetype that you kind of work in. I'm also feeling some Cancerian energy, but not as much. I do feel that you're, yeah, I do with the Cups energy here, because I feel like you're someone who has really put in a lot of I'm hearing the word miles. So if the work that you've done and the work that you've contributed, if it were measurable, then it would be if it were measurable in steps in the work that you've done in your career, it would be hundreds and hundreds of miles taken that you've done to get to where you are. So one of the ways in which you heal yourself is to actually stop working. And that's one of the most difficult things it is for you to do, because that's your natural state of being. It seems like you are a strong provider for those who are in your immediate family, even maybe friends. And again, if it's not a financial provider, you are in a way someone who provides stability through your wisdom, through your advice, through your stillness. If you like, I'm already feeling the elemental force of a tree, or of trees, or of mountains and trees. You feel very still, very rooted. I feel like the deity Guangkang is which is Chinese or Asian deity for money and also protection, because he was a military general, that one of the few deities who was able to transcend physical human form and actually be welcomed into the kingdoms of the gods. And he was welcomed into the kingdoms of the god through the Jade Emperor, but some believe that he is the Jade Emperor, just in a different archetypal form. So I only give that backstory to just relate it to how your energy feels. It's a very hardworking, even getting the adjective stoic. You're very stoic, even if you're funny, but just there's a stoic undertone, a stoic nature, maybe a little stern, maybe a little serious. But again, just focusing more so on how it is that you heal yourself. There we go. How you heal yourself is you have to pull back your energy. So allowing your cup to kind of fill, allowing your cups to kind of stack up, because you've already gotten the money thing down, and also not worrying about money. If money is for you is something that you have a lot of, or something that you're kind of working towards, I feel that it could be either way a stress for you, because it's always one or the other, right? So you have a few people that might coast down the middle, like, I don't really let money be the thing that gets me stressed out. Man, I salute you. But in this pile, I'm feeling that money is either a stressor to you because you have a lot of it and you want to make sure you have it, because maybe you didn't always have it, or you want to make sure you always have it, maybe your parents didn't always have it, whatever, or you don't have enough and you're always trying to scrape your coins together to get more. Like, it's always a hustle mentality. So either way, I do feel and detect a stress around money, or a worry around money, a constant concern about my finances. And if that's not your case, that's good, because on the other end of that, if you're not a money worrier, which again, I really do feel like it. I feel like even if you're not actively worrying about it in your forefront of your mind, in the back of your head, you might be the person that checks your account balance every day, or like has to make sure that, like, you know, it's like ooh, it's like still that worry, that nail biting, that kind of feeling. And I think that the way that you're learning, or that you have learned to heal yourself, and that you do best heal yourself, is by letting go of that attachment to the finances, to the material things, even materialism. If you're someone who likes to shop designer, you know, luxury brands, and just spends a lot of money, you know, I love it on you, I love it for you. But I am seeing that there's perhaps an attachment to materialism. If it doesn't apply, you know, don't take it. But there might be, for some of you, an attachment to materialism. And that attachment does and can influence for you to essentially, and that attachment can be the driving force that makes you want to pursue the money, pursue your finances. So with the Hierophant here, I'm seeing that you do have a very powerful gift of your authority, because we have here Jupiter energy with the 4 symbol up here representing Jupiter, and Sagittarius, but also the Hierophant represents Taurus in the when it comes to comparing it to astrology. So I do feel that when you ground yourself, when you take a moment to unplug from your busy world, unplug from being of service to others, unplug. Maybe today you put your phone on silence. Maybe today you don't answer everybody right away. Maybe today you don't be on call at work even though you're off. Off is off. Like, ain't no I'm off, but I'm gonna send these few text messages and emails and just check in and make sure we don't have any, no, what are you doing? When you actually step out of your role as the leader, that's what it is. And however you appear as a leader in your universe, okay, work, home, friendships, love, like if you have a partner that is always leaning on you for, what do you think, babe? What do you think, babe? What do you think, babe? It's like, ugh. Okay, today I'm thinking not for you, just for me. So the way that you heal yourself, okay, and this is not just like a one-day thing. This could be, if you don't have the opportunity to take a day off, this can be just a 5-minute moment in a day where it's like, all right, I need to unplug. I need to ground my energy. So how you heal yourself, my friends, is through grounding your energy, bringing all of that service and goodwill and hard work that you put out, putting it on pause and connecting with the emotional energy in your body. I'm sensing that finding or strengthening, if you don't have one, a good relationship, or your relationship, strengthening your relationship with emotional intelligence principles. There's 4 to 5 of them, okay? And I think that we've just discovered what some of your homework is going to be, okay? So no reading would be complete without you going over to my website. They're absolutely free, no sign up required. This is going to bring your healing full circle. Head over to www.lovenaturally.com for your divine assignment. We're still not done with your reading, but I just discovered what that assignment is going to be for you. However, strengthening your emotional intelligence is going to help you to feel when your body needs service. I'm hearing the example that you should be running your body like it's a car, that it has a like it needs its oil changed, it needs to get its tires rotated, it needs to make sure the brakes get checked periodically. If you live in a place where your seasons change or there's a lot of water, the water can get and mess up the brake pads, yada yada yada. Make sure your rotors are getting checked. Make sure that if you have an older car, which most cars don't, but hey, you never know, you warming your shit up, putting good gas. Are you doing premium plus? Or are you doing regular when you got a whip that needs something better? So it's like, for you need to be in connection with all parts of you at all times, because you're such a great leader. Because even if you aren't now, and I'm telling, look, great leader doesn't mean like, oh, I am Tony Robbins out there. No, and if you don't think he's a great leader, fine, fuck it. I know he has, everybody right now in the world has like some shit attached to them that's negative, because with light always comes shadow. But I'm just talking about, you are a leader in your own respect, and you need to know that. Because if you know and understand that right fucking now, you're going to start to take care of yourself a lot better. And by taking care of yourself, you have to get in tune. You heal yourself through grounding and being in tune with self. Not giving your energy outwards, not proving that you can get the job done, not being addicted to work, but slowing down your energy and allowing self to be planted, to be rooted. And when you do that, you allow self. Notice I'm not saying yourself. I'm talking about you, to you, through you, to your higher self. When you do that, you allow self to be restored. That's when things start to come into you. I really feel a lot of Taurus energy here, Capricorns, Virgos on the back end, Cancers as well. Again, if that's not your sign, or if you don't know, don't scram and run away. This still applies to you. It's just the archetypal energy of those astrology signs that are heavily appearing in this reading. And those imprints of those signs are all connected to hardworking, and sometimes hardworking too much to the point, just like how that car is working hard to get up that fucking road, working too hard to the point where you might need to sit your ass down. You might need to just, did you eat today? Did you have water? Wait a minute, did you use the bathroom? sometimes you just keep going like that and you don't know. When's the last time you scheduled your appointment with a doctor before it got to the point where it's like, damn, I have to schedule an appointment because this hurts. This is discomfort. Doing those routine checkups, getting your routine treatments, whether it's a massage, whether it's drinking, not drinking, but visiting a specialist, a nutritionist. And if that's not in your budget, there's so many free online resources where it's really like not a fucking excuse to not take care of yourself. And I'm kind of getting mad because I feel like there's somebody in your bloodline who is upset with how you've been neglecting yourself. Okay, so we're gonna move past how you heal yourself, and now we're gonna look at how you heal others. So those who selected group number 1, how do they heal others? How do they heal other people? How do they heal other people? How do they, okay. How is it that they heal other people? Hermit card. Huh. How is it that they heal other people? Thank you for the one more. Okay. I'm just going to keep these upright. So, to start, we have here Medicine Guardian, be open to healing information. In reverse, we have here the Shaolin Master, be graceful in movement and action. Upright. You have here the Hermit, which is retreat and recharge. This is in reverse. And then you have here the Eagle, which is see from a higher perspective, which is also in reverse. Okay, so let's see. All right, allow me to sit with this message. All right, you heal others. You're an advocate. I knew I sensed a lawyer. There are people who are child advocates, I believe is the title. I don't know if you get paid for it, but you're a lawyer, you're an advocate of some sort. Social worker, social work industry, social administration, something like that. Could even be interested in politics or a politician yourself. If I got a politician watching me, shout out to you, you know what I'm saying? We should. And maybe even if you're a future politician, we should. So what I'm seeing here is how you heal other people is by you are a kind of like a defendant. Like you fight, and I hate saying this because I don't want you to go out doing this in the world, but you help fight people's battles for them. There's something about your energy. There's something about either your physical energy. For example, if you were a sibling in a large family, even if a small family, doesn't matter. I don't know why I said large, but you were the person in a family that everybody was like, yo, I'm gonna go get my brother. Yo, I'm gonna go get my sister, and she gonna dust you. Like like it's like things like that. Like you were the person, or I'm gonna get my cousin, like, or if somebody said I'm gonna get my cousin, you'd be like, go get your cousin. Oh, I got my cousin, what's up? We are cousins. Like it's like you were that person where when they brought you, they're like, oh fuck, I know they ain't just bring Deshaun out this bitch. Like damn, he about to, oh my god, not Deshaun. Like, so your name rings bells. Like you a heavyweight. And if you didn't like get down with fighting, if you're a lover, not a fighter like myself, because I'm a lover, I'm not a fighter, then you were the person to help people in a way that like you help people, moving past the younger kid advice, you help people see the other side of things. You help heal people by showing them that there are alternatives. So this is where I'm getting a lot of that Virgo energy, that problem solver, that Mercurian energy. Even though Mercury is air, and I know I'm feeling a lot of earth here, I just feel that you are, with this eagle here, you're able to help people. Oh, I got another message. Oh shit, damn, that's powerful as fuck. I gotta keep my hands here. You're able to help people to see things from a different angle, from a different life, from a different perspective. I have to move on to this next message so I don't forget. But remember what I just said. You help people shift their perspective because you're an advocate, because you're an admin, because you're someone who's like a lawyer, or you wanted to be a lawyer, or you would be a fucking amazing lawyer. Lawyer. I'll hit you with the Jersey lawyer. You'd be an amazing lawyer, hun. Let me tell you. You are Haru. Some of y'all saying, what you saying, girl? You're Haru. You are Haru in physical form. You are an incarnation of Haru. Haru, hold on, let me show you who Haru is. Here we go. Haru is Horus. Horus, and I just got this from off of my altar because I work very closely with Haru. Haru is the son of the father and the mother. So in the Holy Trinity, when we look at the divinity as it's manifested and changed over time, you have the Holy Mother, the Holy Father, and the Holy Son. The Holy Son meaning the sun, the solar, not sex and gender and gender identity, daughter, son, okay? And also it means the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. So you are the warrior form of the Holy Ghost. Hence why you have this kind of warrior energy that is around you. You also have Archangel Raphael. Well, I consider this to be Archangel Raphael as the medicine guardian, because Archangel Raphael is the spiritual healer that is associated with he's the archangel that's associated with spiritual healing. I'm thinking, I'm seeing, I'm hearing, and my messages are coming very quickly. So what I'm also seeing outside of you from being a spiritual warrior like Haru, and with this eagle here, eagle energy here, you help people. There's something in you. You have a flame, you have a fire light, you have a solar light, a solar energy that you're able to expel from your body, maybe through your hands, kind of like how this is here. It's like a mini sun, and that light can heal others. It can cure, I'm hearing, it can, excuse me, I don't mean to say this where it's like you're gonna be curing the world, okay? We have to be realistic and practical. I'm not trying to fluff nobody and cause psychological disorders, because we have to be very practical when we're talking about spiritual shit. You know, we can get motherfuckers locked up in a padded back of a padded van real quick. So we have to be very practical in our understanding of this, okay? So that message is for somebody who might run off with this message too far. Okay, come back to me. You have the ability and potential with time as this earth transcends and goes into its 5D potential with you. You have the ability to cure viruses from people's bodies, okay? Not saying you can do that now, not saying that you can do that, and it overrides going to a medical practitioner. You always must go to medical practitioners first, guys. This is not to treat yourself, but to keep this as on topic, you do have that. I'm seeing it's kind of like Reiki, but not as soothing as Reiki. This is more like, you know, because you got that warrior Martian fight fire sunlight in you. So this is also kind of like I just feel like it's sun radiating at extreme temperatures, projecting forth, bringing forth power to burn and kill antibodies that cause infection. So I do see that as a way for you to heal others. A prayer that I think would really be helpful to you if you do like touch healing or touch therapy. I think touch healing and therapy would be good for you, something that you should look into. Perhaps we'll add that to your divine assignment, and that would be I just lost it that quick, but touch healing, touch therapy, let me try to remember it. Learning the Anabacoach prayer. That's a prayer in Hebrew from Jewish tradition, but the Anabacoach prayer is known as the miracle prayer. And that miracle prayer is one that you can use to heal others. It's not that difficult to learn. It takes a little bit of time. And the translations that you find can be difficult, but don't be intimidated to learn these types of prayers. Just so you have an idea of what it sounds like, a few of the lines sound like Anamkoak Gijilat Jaminka Tatir Tizvara Kabel Renart Umcha Sach Renu Tahar Renu Nora Nagabor Doshe Yigadega Kavavat Shamram Bachram Tahram Rakamida Zigatega. I'll keep it there, but it's just a few lines, and it's a very powerful healing prayer that you can learn. All right. Especially if you have bloodline that is connected to Jewish or Israelite or Hebrew, any type of ancestral lineage, that is going to be very powerful for you. I do want to address this Hermit card, and then we're going to wrap up with your dominant power and how to strengthen that dominant power. And that is, you also heal others through, so you know how you have to pull away from people and recharge yourself and ground and recenter and relax and bring your energy back in, because you might be an empath also, low-key. You definitely are an empath. It's probably why you really need to enforce your emotional intelligence. You do that. You help others set that example as well. So you are the type of person that you really encourage others to instill healing in a very practical sense, moving away from the whole fireball therapy that you do, because like super fucking cool. But the other super fucking cool thing about you is like on just a regular kind of earthly level, you teach people to feel safe, to pull their energy back, to put up boundaries. And this could be, you might be a counselor, you might be a therapist, you may be again like a healer in a practical, very earth-based role, where you're doing a job that's like, what? I can't be a spiritual healer, I'm just a police officer. It's like, you're bugging. You absolutely can be a spiritual healer as a police officer. And a lot of people have their sensitivities about police officers, but you have to, the world that I'm creating is one where everybody moves in love and light energy. So I put forth that image so that I can move forth into that type of 5D experience. So no matter what role you are, I feel that if you're in a role of service, or even if you're not, you teach people how to create these boundaries that brings their energy back to them. You help people to see that, it's okay to tell them no, it's okay to leave your job, it's okay. You help, and that's what you also do with helping people see things from a higher perspective. Like, you help people fight for themselves. You'll fight on their behalf. Like, I'm seeing two scenes. You ever see like wrestling and you could tag your teammate in and both of them is running and they clothesline somebody? Bow, that's you. You're the person that gets tagged in, and we're clotheslining this competitor. And the other thing is, you're the boxing, not referee, but you're the boxing coach. I'll call him a coach for lack of a better word right now. You're the boxing coach, trainer, that when I'm like when your person that you're helping is in the ring and they're trying to keep their energy going, you're like, come on man, come on, and like they hear you and they're like, oh, and it's like they start fighting on like Rocky, I don't know, like Michael B. Jordan mode. Like, I never seen like the Michael B. Jordan movies. I'm a little slow on that, but I imagine he starts to kick ass at some point. So you are that extra bit of coal that gets flushed into the train's coal engine that makes it go, that makes it unstoppable. You teach people also, you educate people on their rights. You're the type of person where if you were at the bursar's office at a college payment window and let's say I had to pay my bill, you're the person that's going to tell me, there's a student program that allows you to get this fee removed. It'll save you $500 off your tuition just by living in the state. And I'm like, what? Scooby-Doo fucking voice. You're that person that puts people on. Like, you put people on the information, whether it's healing modalities or methods that are herbal treatments, or you're teaching somebody, you can apply for this loan, or you have your ear to the streets in a way where you plug people into really beneficial information, and you help them fight like literally you might, and figuratively, like you give them the gusto to fight, and you also you give them the gusto to fight, but you also teach them how to fight. It's like you're a Shaolin master. You hear that confirmation? You're the master. And people go to you to get training. They go to you to get training from the master. They go to you to get healing from the master. You are the master. That's why I feel like you're so established. Even if you're like a youngin', you're like young. You're an old rooted soul. Okay, so we're gonna wrap up, y'all, and let's close out with looking at the dominant power that you possess for healing, okay? And what is a dominant power that my pile number 1 possesses? The dominant power. What is their dominant power? Give me one more, or a few more. Dominant power. Dominant power. One more shuffle. Look what's at the bottom. Look what's at the bottom. Now, first off, look how fat this deck is. You know, I'm not even going to show you what's at the bottom yet. You're going to have to wait because it's a surprise. It's a surprise. It's so funny. Okay, so we have here, stay in your lane. Your dominant power is you know who you are. You know yourself. You know what you're good at. You know your potential. You know your power. You know your position. You're not someone, I feel, that's not confident. And even if you are, you might not be confident about like one thing. But it's like one thing you do know, you know who you are. You know you will get live like a wire if you need to. And not even like you're going to pop off. Like, because remember, you're stoic. You're very logical, you're very still, you're not a live wire, but you have this power. Like, it's almost like if a mountain decided to move, we'd be like, holy shucks, did y'all just feel that mountain moving? The mountain is moving, y'all. It's like, imagine a mountain moving. Seriously, use your imagination and imagine a mountain getting up right now and walking and moving. It will rock your world, literally, no pun intended. So that is you. You're still, you chill, but if I move, you're gonna be sorry. And you stay in your lane. You know your power. You know how to be logical minded. I feel like you even know how to diffuse arguments, unless you're like, unless you're at that point where you had a day where it's like, you know what, I have no. Okay, let's keep going, y'all. Surrender. Your dominant power is, again, knowing. It's like I'm hearing the goddess Athena. Ooh, we heard the confirmation from the horns. The goddess Athena. Oh my God, again, y'all. Athena. Okay, thought I would hear it the third time. But y'all are like the goddess Athena. And the equivalent to Athena, I guess, just plug in a male. Male equivalency would be like, maybe Ochosi, the Yoruban Orisha Ochosi, similar, kind of, sort of, right? But just let's focus on Athena, right? Yo, come on, y'all. Let me tell you something. You better connect with Athena. Get a statue of her. Put it in your house somewhere as artistic if you don't have an altar. Work with that energy. Athena is the Greek goddess. So work with Athena. Athena is going to be the goddess of wisdom that helps with strategy. Your energy is very much so like Athena. It's very much so like a strategy. And as soon as I said that, I saw 3434 on the timer. I have to edit, so I won't show that probably when I play this back. But 34 and 34, I see 3 and 4 is 7, 3 and 4 is 7, and 7 is the number of logic. It's the number of spiritual knowledge. It's the number of the divine mind when it is enlightened. It's the number of the mind in a enlightened state. Try to say that 3 times fast, okay? So you know how to surrender. You know how to let people kind of like swing and miss you and fall and like twist their own ankle, and you're like, oh, I told you your arms are too short to box with the god. Your arms are way too short to box with the goddess. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like that. Like, the master don't waste their time. The master has the power, not just physically, but they also have it mentally, because it comes with the wisdom. Like I said, Athena is the goddess of wisdom. Your dominant power is also, you know how to your dominant power when it comes to healing is, you know how to allow in messages from, I feel like you're a channeler, or you're like an oracle, you're a channeler, and you don't really claim it, or you don't really walk that path. Again, like I said in the beginning, I feel like many of you are maybe thinking about starting a spiritual path or practice or something, but you don't really know like what to do. But in your current shit, you're really good at it. And I feel that you don't realize that you are bringing together your current, you don't realize that you're actually channeling in your job, is what I'm trying to say. When you give advice out to people, when you're getting that nudge to tell somebody, like I said in that early example, how to save $500 on their tuition, how to save $500 in their car insurance by switching to Geico, when you do that, you are helping people. You're actually channeling information for people. So you're a divine channeler, and you allow messages to come through. That's one of your dominant powers, is being a channeler. Okay. And also, this is growing because you choose to ignore it. I do feel like that's kind of like a sidebar message, going with the fact that you don't really relate to the maybe spiritualism. Maybe this is even like your first pick a card, or like you don't really watch that many. You're just curious because maybe you like them little cute icons and my thumbnails, and I appreciate that because I put a lot of work into it. But here's the surprise I want to show you at the bottom, which was the thing that came out. And look, y'all, and I ain't mess with it or nothing. It said this: firebender. I told you had some type of fire in you. You got that glow, Leroy. You got that glow. Okay. There's definitely you really are like, you're a dragon. Dum, 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 dum. Teenage dragon. Some of y'all don't know that. Most of y'all don't know that. It's my favorite movie. It is The Last Dragon. Okay. So finally, we are going to look at that whole soundtrack. Is amazing. Let's take a look at how you can strengthen this dominant power. How can you strengthen this dominant power? Let's see. How are you able to strengthen this dominant power? How are you able to strengthen this dominant power? These two fays wanted to come out. Okay, so this is my fairy deck, not mine, but this is called the Fairies Oracle, and it's a very powerful deck. You can actually use these cards like you can with any card. Put it on the altar, put it on your bed, and heal yourself. So let's see what you got. You got here the Bodacious Bodak. Interesting. And you have the Guardian at the Gate, number 3. So I'm going to divine before I pick up the book, because I will give a definition from the book, but I want to divine with these cards on my own first. First off, I'd like to point out, do you see how grounded he is? Do you see how everything is on the floor? He has wings, right? But his hands, his knees, even one of his feet, everything is crouched down. So it is telling me that in order for you to strengthen your powers and your abilities, you should look into a practice of grounding and how you can start to use grounding techniques to help you. I will provide in your spiritual or your divine assignment some techniques that will help you to ground your energy that I have personally provided on my website that help me. Again, as empaths and sensitives, you taken a lot of energy, and you taken a lot of energy through the good works that you do. A lot of times you might be a filter to other people, which is why I'm feeling like Guardian of the Gate. Like you might be a filter. You might be, in a way, you come off like a gatekeeper or a doorway keeper or door master to help people get through to the other side. But in order for that to happen, I do feel like you have to reinstate a practice of grounding your energy, because you're constantly being given. You see how this light is just kind of coming down? You're constantly being given. Like if we look at it like this, even see how that divine light is just trickling down on this, on you, okay? You as this fairy being. It's like you're constantly being given downloads. You're constantly channeling. Like I told you, you may not even realize that that's what you do, but I'm gonna tell you, my friend, you are a chosen one, okay? And because you take on that much energy, with on top of that, filtering out the negative vibrations of the people that you are in of service to, it's a lot of pull on your auric field. So let's see what the book has to say about the Bodacious Bodark and the Guardian at the Gate. So let's start with the Bodacious Bodark. Okay, it says here meddling, tampering, sabotage, and helpful fixing. Here we go. I'll put it here so you can see it with me. The Bodak, or old man in Scots Gaelic, means, well, he likes to fix things. Don't he? He drops down chimneys at night and tidies up for you. If you don't have a chimney, he'll find another way in. You left a stack of papers on your desk. He'll file them for you, probably in someone else's desk. No one put away the uneaten roast beef. He'll assume you don't want it, and he'll just give it to the neighbor's dog. He's not the fairy who ties elf locks in your hair and makes bits of it stand out in odd directions while you sleep. That is his cousin. That is just a cousin of his. He is far more important. He has far more important work to do. I have to bring this closer because it's like really hard to read. Okay, the Bodak is a meddler. He will tell you if you catch him that he means well. It's just that things never turn quite out as he expects it, or as you expect them to. So, just to close out here, I'm reading here, it says that the word sabotage comes to mind. If you don't want the Bodak hanging around looking for ways to help, make sure that you don't leave things in the wrong place or dangle loose ends. He might find some bodacious things to do with them. What I am gathering, that's the fucking Bodak right there. What I am gathering from that message, my friends, is you being so, and it kind of goes with staying in your lane too. You being in such servitude to others and having like so many things that you do for other people that you might have things knocked over in your house and spilt up, or you may not be the tidiest of people. You may not really have the best. And I don't want to say that for all of you, because I know earth signs tend to keep their household in pretty tip-top shape, but there may be a department in life that you are really neglecting. Going into this, I was talking a little bit about health. I don't like to talk about health too much, but I had mentioned health. So there could be a part of life that you have been neglecting, and the Bodak is here to help us to kind of fill in those areas where we've forgotten by making a mess of it to bring our attention to it. And last but not least, the guardian at the gate, passengers to new life, openings, and gatekeeping. The principal task of the guardian at the gate is to facilitate the passage from one realm to another and to block the passage of that which is not ready to pass. These realms may be fairy, earthly, the cosmos of the singers, or unity. They can also be considered as levels of reality or states of consciousness. In one state of consciousness, we are in the ordinary world, and in another, we are in the fairy and unity world. And this definitely reminds me of you kind of working bilaterally and not knowing your full power, not knowing your full potential and your full gifts. So, continuing and closing out here, it says that the guardian at the gate recognizes our readiness. This is the primal spirit of all of the guardians that appears when we are about to step through all metaphysical and most physical gateways. So I do feel that this is indicating that many of y'all are ready to walk through that spiritual gateway towards your activating of your spiritual gifts and stepping into your power. I'm not even hearing power, because like, you know, your power. It's like stepping into your rightful position that says, okay, I'm a spiritual healer. Hanging up your shingle, you know, on the window so people know what you do, and actually starting to heal people. Like, you already kind of do it, but it's like, you know, really take it seriously and start doing it. So drawing this card indicates that a passage is being made to the beginning of something new in our lives. It speaks to new opportunities and new openings. So my friends, this concludes our reading and letting you know that you are ready. This is your sign, your indication that that spiritual that you've been getting, that spiritual knocking, hankering, itch that you've been wanting to start on a spiritual journey to help heal others, you're ready. You are a spiritual healer, and this, my friends, is how you spiritually heal. I hope to see you at your divine assignment, and of course, I hope to see you in a free consultation, or not really consultation, a free alignment call where I help you get into alignment with achieving any one single goal that you have, whether it be emotional or spiritual development. And when you're ready to take things further, you should probably book yourself one of my services. I have a full menu of different things, from working with your ancestors to finding out what your messages are when you're getting these repeated dreams or repeated synchronicities. I even help you with personal spell work if you're looking to transcend your magic to get more manifested, more of your manifestations happening quickly. Okay, so until next time, Love Naturally is out, and thank you for being here. Peace. Okay, hey there, spiritual healer number 2. Welcome to your reading. So what we are going to go over in your reading is kind of like a 4-part. So we're not just going to look at why you're a spiritual healer. We're going to identify how you heal yourself, and that's really important, because as we navigate life, we need to know how to give back to ourselves as much as we give out in the world. So you're going to learn how you heal yourself. Then you're going to learn how you heal others. Then we're going to look at your dominant healing power. So what's like the dominant power that you possess to heal overall? This could be an elemental force like fire, air. This could be that you work with your ancestral energy. Maybe it's a skill or craft you learned from a past lifetime, or perhaps you hail from a particular celestial, angelic, or deity realm where you're carrying those healing abilities very prevalently in this lifetime. And we're going to look at how you can strengthen that dominant power, because chances are it's one of the ways that you are here to heal others in this lifetime and to bring good love energy into the planet itself. So without further ado, I've already cleared the energy. One more shuffle. Nice. Okay, so healer number 2, we're going to look at first, how do you heal yourself? Wow, that came out. Give me some more. How do they heal themselves? And just for consistency, can I have one more? Thank you. Okay, so let's see. All right. We have here the 2 of Pentacles. We have here the Hangman. We have the 1 or the Ace of Pentacles. And we have here the 6 of Cups in reverse. This is the Brotherhood of Light Tarot deck, and if it looks a little bit different. Okay, so let me sit with this energy. All right. Quite interesting as I'm sitting here trying to understand you. You're quite dynamic. There's a dualistic energy to you. You're very two-natured. And I say that because you heal yourself in 2 different ways. First, I'm identifying your personality type and how you exchange energy within social circles. What does that mean? It means, are you an introvert? Are you an extrovert? Are you an ambivert? And there's other type of verts, but we're going to focus on those 3. I'm seeing here that you are an ambivert who favors more along the side of an introvert. So one of the ways that you heal yourself is actually through a story. It's not a particular story, but it's almost like you have to go through these mini journeys or these mini stories or these mini voyages each time just to heal yourself. And here's how that story or voyage or journey goes. You end up putting yourself in a situation where you are doing on the ambivert and that extroverted side, your extroverted nature, where you're out in the world, you're conversing. Now this could be that you join that you do something like a club, or when I say local, It could be local, neighborhood wise, community wise for you, or it can be like an online local community where it just feels local. But I mean, it's obviously it's online, so it's local to you if you can get online on the community on your phone or your laptop. So I mean, like that. But it's either you do some type of group exchange, because with this Aquarius glyph at the top here, this is telling me, and with the Two of Pentacles, this is telling me that this is an even exchange that has to happen. So there's a process that you go through where you're like, oh my gosh, I need to be around people. I need to do something. I need to hear someone else's voice. I need to, and sometimes that can mean just binging out on YouTubers. And because sometimes when I don't know if you are like this. I know I'm like this, and I have to be very careful with my nature and my energy. And I think you might need to do this too, because I can sometimes get so into somebody's energy and their content because I'm highly sensitive that I get drawn into them, and I can feel like I'm really their friend. Like I can either see myself being their friend or feel like a desire to be their friend, or I just feel like, I'm about to hang out with my homegirl, whoever, who reads tarot, and I'm about to, roll up, smoke up, drink up, and we about to chill. But it's like, this is not a real healthy, this is not a healthy, it's mental, and it's good for mental stimulation, but it is not fulfilling to the depths that you need in a physical reality situation, right? So what I mean to say is that you may find yourself engaging in superficial connections. This could be, maybe you express it sexually. You may go out and have a lot of or maybe like have a casual sex, or maybe you have like your go-to person, or you might just go out and want to do a lot of partying. Maybe you go out to bars. Maybe you have one bestie, one friend, or 1 to 2 people that you always kick it with, and you just start hanging out with them a lot, or just calling them a lot, texting them a lot. Like I said, doing it online, because Aquarius again is tech. It's it's technology, how we communicate on the super web. So you might do a lot of online communication. Maybe you start commenting a lot, scrolling on social media a lot. So there's a lot of exchange that you start with. That's just the start of your story. And we're still on how you heal yourself. Once you do that, and there's a purpose to this, okay? I'm joking and I'm giving a lot of explanation, but there's real talk, there's a purpose to this. Because the reason that you do this is because you draw energy from the external world. And that's important for you to note. You draw energy from the external world. You could be an air sign. You could have very dominant air sign placements, or you could just have that archetypal energy that is around you. If you don't know what your sign is, or if you are just, if it's not applicable to you. But air signs, again, is Aquarius, Libra, and Gemini. I'm feeling a lot of Aquarius at the moment. But anyhow, let's continue moving past the signs, right? But this is how you collect data. And I think that collecting data is a way for you to give therapy to yourself, because you like to be informed. And I also feel that you have a tendency to get energy from the external world. So this is why you step out and you do all these social engagements. And however, because I feel a very eclectic energy coming from you. So you might do things like join a cooking class, go rock climbing in a group that you've never, of strangers that you've never met, or you might have like your cliques of people that you do your things with, or like, your cousin that you always kick it with every Friday, etc. So, but here's the thing. Once you do that, it's almost like you get an energy overload. So you have to, you start to pull back your energy, because with the hangman here, the hangman is all about pulling back, relaxing, kicking your feet up. I mean, this is literally the epitome of kicking your feet up, but it's about also tying back your energy as well. Because how did he get tied up there? Like, why are your hands tied and your one foot is tied? Like, how did you get tied up? So it's almost like you feel too tied up in others or their energy, because you are a sensitive individual, that you start to pull your energy back. And sometimes that can look like you ghosting, you going MIA, you kind of doing like I'm from the northeast of of the US. So like that's New Jersey, New York. So like the following expression, I do not mean any offense if it's offensive to like anywhere else, but we have a thing where we say it's like the Irish goodbye, where and I love it. I had a friend who used to always do it. He was Irish and it was so funny. I'm thinking about him now. But it's basically like when you're hanging out with a group of people and like you turn around and one person's like, yo, where's John? And like, yo, he was standing right there. He said he was going to the bathroom and John is out. Like John is either like, nobody knows where John went. And John is not like missing or disappeared like 'cause something bad happened. John is just, Rolling Stone, free-willed, and just felt like keeping it pushing. Maybe John's at home. Maybe John found a chick and he's doing her in the bathroom. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe John found a dude and he's getting bloated about it. Like, I don't mean to be graphic. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be graphic. However, this is a group that literally has to pull back because you've done like crazy things. Maybe you party hard and then you sleep hard. That's another dualistic energy that I'm getting. So it's quite interesting how you heal yourself. You draw your energy from the external world through social settings, but then you have to, after you get that energy, it's like a battery cell. You filter what you want to keep, whether you're doing this consciously or subconsciously, but you filter what it is that you want to keep. And I don't mean like friends, like I'm going to keep this friend, I'm going to keep this friend, I'm getting rid of this friend. Not like that, but more so like you filter it's like on a higher level, like on the unseen realm. Your energy is pulling in the good parts and it expels the negative parts. So I do want to remind you guys that with every one of my readings, you do receive a free divine assignment, okay? And those divine assignments help you to bring this reading in full circle. I suggest some activities and homework that you can do to help you to connect to the energy of this reading. They're absolutely free. You don't have to register. I'm not asking for your email. And it's something that I'm offering for now. So I recommend that you go to my website at www.lovenaturalee.com. And once you're there, you're going to scroll to the thumbnail for this reading and find pile or spiritual healer number 2. If you have other piles, you'll, of course, follow the same set of instructions. Once you're there, just read through the assignments and try this out. Because what I'm feeling is that there's I'm going to put an assignment in there for you to clear your energy, to command back your energy, and protect your energy on a daily basis. And it takes about 30 seconds. Something super easy. But boy, oh boy, when I started doing this in my spiritual practice, I've felt amazing changes in my vibrational energy. And I feel attacks coming on when I'm starting to slip from my high vibe, cloud that I like to float on all the time. So I'll include that in your divine assignment. Moving forward though, we have here the Ace of Coins, or the One of Pentacles, when we're looking at the Brotherhood Light Egyptian Tarot Hood deck. So what I'm noticing here is like after you pull back your energy, and again, this is like not trying to I'm not trying to shame you if you're the type of person that ghosts. I'll be honest, I ghost people too, and I don't do it intentionally. I do it as a way to protect my energy, and I'm working on it. Like, it's a part of my personality that I have to work through, and I don't do it as much now, but I have a tendency to like kind of shy away from people who I feel are leeching onto my energy and don't reciprocate back. So it's not like a ghost where it's like, hey, we had a good time, I never want to see you again. It's more so like if I feel that someone is overstepping, I have difficulties dealing with confrontation, so I just tend to pull back, and as opposed to addressing what is wrong with me. So maybe that's something that you do as well if the word ghosting sounds too harsh or it sounds too cold, okay? But looking at this Ace of Coins or One of Pentacles, again, more Aquarius. Oh, actually, this is not Aquarius. This is Libra energy. So we have some Libra energy, which makes sense with the duality that I was feeling, that two-sided nature, that two parts to you that you have. When you pull your energy back and you kind of give yourself back to you, like you spend a day doing all the shit you want to do, turning your phone off. And this is not like if you felt, well, I don't want to influence you, but in my pile oneers, spiritual healer oneers, they they had a similar, pull your energy back and, reserve yourself. But their vibe was different. Your vibe is like you literally have a pass to kind of like go ghost. Like, this is just how your body works. You have a pass to kind of like just turn your phone off, pull your blinds down, and act like no one's home for a day, maybe two. Okay, maybe two if you need to, because when you do that, you get it's like your energy goes. I'm seeing Mario coins and I'm hearing them. I'm hearing the sound, ba-ding, ba-ding, ba-ding. Like you're earning, when Mario jumps on that one little box and he goes bing, bing, bing. Like, I can't make the noise, but like he jumps on like the little coin box and he can get infinite coins. The faster you jump, the more coins you can get. So I feel like that's kind of like the energy for you. Like you go out, you get your energy from people, from your social settings, and then you pull back, you kind of filter out that energy, and then you get like this refurbish is the word I'm hearing. It's like a reboot. You're very much like a computer, no shade. Not really. I don't think that's shady. I feel like I don't have to clean that up with no shade, because that implies that I'm being shady, and I'm really fucking not. I feel like you're very like computer like you walk through life in a computing manner when you interact with things. Maybe that's why it's like you can go cold, and it's like, I'm not being cold, it's just I'm good. Like, I love you, but I'm good. Like, what we had was cool, or when we was chilling, I had fun, but like right now I'm with me. And maybe this is where you go inside and you go with spirit, because this is the Hangman. So this could be you are a spiritual healer already, and you have to withdraw your energy. Maybe you put yourself out there in the world and being of such service to others. Maybe it's not like you're out in a social way where it's more like a party setting or a business like networking setting. Maybe it's you do acts of goodwill, you do acts of service, and like when you take your days off, it's like, look, I'm on schedule like 315 days of the year, or more like not even 15, 360 days of the year. The 5 days that I give myself per year, guess what, honey? I give myself them, and I feel no guilt. And I do feel like you're kind of programmed or designed by the Supreme Creator in that way, so that you don't feel bad when you have to step back. When you have to, because you have to recharge. You have to recharge. I also feel that you are a philomath. I feel that you are a philomath or philomath. Some people pronounce it differently. A philomath is someone who is in love with studies, in love with learning, addicted to learning. And this could also relate to you being a sapiosexual, but I'm not trying to discuss your love life in this. Let's keep it on the spiritual healing portion. But that's another part of you. You're a philomath, or you're someone who loves to learn. So when you get that energy in, and whether you do it through your acts of good service, because I do see that you might already be someone who's an established spiritual healer, or you do this through your, and I'm hearing for some of you, if you're doing this shit for free, stop. Some of your guys are saying like, stop doing so much for free. Like, it's okay to do things for free. I offer one free alignment call, by the way. If you haven't met me, we need to meet. Get your alignment call, totally free. And I call it an alignment call, not a consultation call, because that's what it is. You come through, give me one goal that you need, spiritual goal, emotional goal, really anything. Honestly, I can help you figure anything out. And we set a SMART goal together that helps you to achieve that goal. And it's 15 minutes. It requires no registration. I don't solicit any sales at the end. It's just really a way for you to get free help. And it's limited because things are getting busy for me, and I won't always be able to offer this service. Okay, so go ahead, and I don't know when you're watching this, but please do make sure you're signing up for your free alignment calls. I am the only person in business offering this service. Booyaka. So with that said, you have to, when you pull your energy back and you get that recharge and that reboot, whether it's because some of you might be Reiki healers, because every time you send that energy of Reiki out, you're also healing yourself. So there's an exchange that you naturally do, whether it's like a force exchange through learning, a force exchange through connecting and networking, or a force exchange through your act of service. And that might be your love language, by the way. you receive that energy boost, it like brings your vibration. It like takes you up another level. It's like you get like blink, knocked up a block or two to a higher level. Like it's like your drug. It really is. It's like your drug. I feel like it makes your energy high. It makes your spiritual body high. And I don't mean that in a physical intoxicating addiction way, like if this were the devil card. I don't mean it in that way. I mean it in a way where it's pure. It's like, oh man, I like, you know how good love can make you high? It's like that. It's like your spirit gets so much out of that, it makes it high. And finally, how you heal yourself is with this 6 of Cups in reverse. Again, 6 giving more focus on that balance, that exchange, that duality. But it's about not giving out and just kind of, because 6 of Cups, when it's upright, it's about that kind of that you, like, I'm meeting you halfway with my heart and you're meeting me halfway with your heart, and this is what I have to offer and this is what you have to offer. But this is also expressing, and we have Scorpio and Cancer energy here, just for record. This is also expressing that, because Scorpio is very protective and Cancer is very much so of the home. So this is about you protecting what's yours and putting up those boundaries that says, okay, normally I would be giving you half of my heart, but today I gotta really just hype up my self-love. So there's something to your self-love, not self-care. It's your self-love that you have to kind of put a nice little fortified wall around. And when you really protect your self-love and however you love on yourself, and this could be your thoughts process about yourself, how you view yourself, and other people are opinionated because maybe you like dark magic and you feel that you can heal people in the world with dark magic, which, by the way, you can. Dark magic is not evil. It just uses the dark source of energy. But always, if you're using dark magic, you have to balance it with white magic, because dark magic will make you fucking mad. Okay? It shit will drive you crazy. It will drive you crazy. It's too potent of energy. You have to balance it every now and then. However, this is what I'm feeling for you, and I'm feeling very lightheaded, almost as if that one of you are doing dark magic, and perhaps you needed to hear that, because perhaps your soul or your spirit is being, not your spirit, your soul is being taken over by the darkness that you're practicing towards. Okay, so you definitely need to book an alignment call with me. How do they heal others? So yeah, y'all, pulling back on your energy and protecting your boundaries on self-love is how you heal yourself. Let's do how you heal others. We got 2 and maybe one more. Let's see. Let's do one more shuffle, see if anything comes out. No, we'll leave it at that 3. Whew. Okay, so how you heal others. Wow, shaman, trust in higher forces. You have here guardian angel. Whoa. And then, wow, high priestess, harness, mystic, power. I knew y'all were spiritual healers. Didn't I say these are the spiritual healers? And definitely, again, stop working for free. If you want to offer like a little pro bono here and there, not even here and there to the same person, like the days of doing things for free are gone, y'all. It's time for you to be compensated for your energy, because people will take advantage. Okay. All right. So trust in the higher forces. How you heal others is through your spiritual insight. So you act on behalf. First off, you're a high priestess and you're a shaman. You come from a line of shamanistic high priestesses. Shamanistic high priestesses. I'm trying to get it right. You come from you have shamanistic high priestesses that I'm hearing like Dogon, like the Dogons, but if it's not directly, the Dogons, what I mean by the Dogons is the peoples of the land who worked directly with the celestial ones. So a lot of times we consider the celestial ones to be the Anunnaki, fit in a name that feels comfortable for you. If I'm getting too weird for you, hang in with me. I'm going to bring it back down, but I have to get this message out because it's important for somebody or somebody's to hear. So those celestial ones were in direct contact with your ancestors or some type of relation like that. So this could be how the ancient Egyptians built the pyramids, how the Aztecs, Mayans have their structures, and these structures are all over the world. It's in Hindu culture as well, in India. So it's even some covered up in China. There's ones in Russia. There's in Antarctica. They're everywhere. They're underwater. They're in the oceans. So your ancestors were the ones that incarnated during that time. So you're very ancient, or you come from a very ancient bloodline. So, all right, you have ancient blood in you. So that ancient blood gives you these psychic powers and psychic abilities. That's how it's all tying in. So those of you who are like, girl, I don't know nothing about none of that shit you're talking about, then this is where you tap back in, okay? And what I'm talking about from this point is you're psychic, okay? You're a psychic healer. That's the word that they're telling me to use. You're a psychic healer. So how do you heal others is through your psychic intent. Also somehow through the use of your third eye. So I guess that could mean using elemental forces of air, but we'll see when we get to the next section. What is your dominant power, which we're going to get to very soon because we're almost over on your time slot, okay? But you channel, you're not really so much a channeler. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like my group ones, they were the channelers, but y'all are like the mystics. Y'all project, y'all have this way of projecting with your divine thought. You probably have a close connection to Thoth. Thoth is thought, okay? It's just sounded out differently. Thought. So you probably in thought is Tahuti, Hermes Trismegistus, his I'm being guided not to say it, but if you listen to the Emerald Tablets Easter egg in there, you'll have to listen to the whole book. It's closer to the ending chapters. He provides his actual name in the Emerald Tablets. Okay, but you got to work for that Easter egg, and I recommend that you listen to that. Perhaps that'll be another one of your homework assignments. All right. However, yeah, I think it should be, because there's definitely some type of lineal ties for you to another realm. But how you heal others is through you're a psychic healer through your psychic abilities. You might use crystal wands. There are wands that I'm seeing that you may use, bells that you may use, and your third eye. Wands, bells, and your third eye. Also, there is an affinity for cats. You may not like cats, but even so, you might find that cats are always attracted to you, or always by your house, or you're dreaming about the motherfuckers, even if it's a big cat like a lion, a tiger, not a bear, but oh my, you certainly have a connection to cats. So I also am seeing that there's definitely something with air, like you can create like a feather wand with crystals, and air elemental things like bells, things that jingle, things that make noise, like this bracelet, what's that called, like a rattle or a maraca. I went one time to a store, and we're going to move forward. I went one time to a store when I was in South Carolina. I wish I could remember the name of it. It's called like Ra. It was in Columbia, South Carolina. It was like a Ra, something, Sun Ra type of store. And they basically had holistic things and like African heritage clothing, but it also, they had a lot of metaphysical products, okay? And one of the employees that was working there had a rattle in his hand, and he was walking around with it. And as he was walking around with it, it was making the pit of my stomach drop, almost like I almost felt like my stomach was dropping through my body into my feet. And at that time, I had been dealing with a lot of heavy energy, coming into contact with demonic forces that were opposing me, because not every demonic force is an apposition to you. Did you know that you come equipped with, and you're a spiritual healer, so you probably know this, or maybe you always had a hankering of this, that you don't just come with a guardian angel, you also come with its polarity, because we live in a universe of duality. So, and that's a part of you. You, like we said in the beginning, you work with that dualistic nature. So you probably already know who your guardian daemon is, or maybe when I say that, you're not afraid to look it up, because you have a guardian angel and you also have a guardian demon, okay, and they work on your behalf. So my point is that this rattle or this sound can kind of stir up that elemental force of air, can stir up negative energy and expel it. I'm hearing the word spule. I don't really know what that word means, but spule it out of someone's body. And that is what I'm seeing you have the capability of doing. Whoa, boy, oh boy. Now let's see what your dominant power is, or the dominant, let's just see what the dominant power is. Energy around you. Let's get one more. Wow. I'm going to leave this one off camera because you're not going to freaking believe what it says. Let's get one more. I knew it. Like, I'm like, yo, this person, bro. I'm like, this person is not. Okay, I got to take all three. And I'm not going to take any more because y'all are blowing my mind. I'm like, y'all are not from Earth. Like, there's something about y'all that's just not, like, it's like not full Earth energy. It's very like, I'm like floaty right now, but I'm also kind of nauseous. I feel queasy. I feel like, okay, okay, can we come down now? And, you know, it's like when your dad or like, you know, someone really strong picks you up and they try to spin you around and play like games like, hey kiddo, having fun, and they're like, wee, and you're like, yeah, and then you're like, oh shit, I'm about to throw up my ice cream cone in your face, bro. You better put me down, man. So it's kind of like that. But I like it. But I'm like, oh, it's so much energy. All right. Let's move on. Your dominant power is divine love. Divine love. Being able to give divine love out is a dominant power for all of us. So I don't want it to sound like a cheap cop out, but I think for you, because of your celestial connection, and I resonate with this pile very much. Wonder if I would pick this pile if I looked back. But I'm seeing that because you work with the dual energy. If you don't, that's all right. But if you do, you have a it's like a reminder to always apply divine love, you know, and don't be swayed too far to the dark side. It's like you are, and wait till you see the last card, but it's literally like you're a Jedi and you're learning how to use the Force. And you can use the Force for good, or you can use the Force for evil. And the more you use the Force for either good or evil, the more you sway to that side. So it's like reminding you to use divine love. Your dominant power is your guardian angelic force. I told you that there is some, because of that connection with your bloodline, there's some type of angelic force that you are able to expel through your third eye, which it does like expunge, even though I know expunge is not the word, but fuck it, we gonna use it. It removes, it can like almost like you could be a powerful, or I feel like some of your ancestors were exorcists, not in the traditional Catholic Church sense, or maybe so. But when I say that, I just mean that they have the power. Not everybody has the power to exorcise demonic forces or exorcise and banish. Well, everybody can banish negative energy, but not everybody can banish demonic forces. And I feel that you or your ancestral line had the power to do that. Now, this doesn't mean that you need to be going out there doing this type of work. Please protect yourselves, y'all. This shit is real. Don't sleep on this spiritual world. Don't think it's all cute and start a little TikTok, Instagram page and start calling yourself a high priestess or a witch if you're not really about this shit, because this shit get real and it can be life or death. So walk the path and make sure that when you do, you are fully understanding what it is that you're working with. All right. And you are working with a guardian angelic force. You have guardian angelic angels that are around you. I recommend, like, side note, that you book a reading with a trusted advisor. Hopefully that could be me for you one day. And maybe today, and you get clarity on what type of angelic forces are around you, or maybe you already know that, and I can give you a little bit of homework assignment to help you figure that out as well. With the Lilith shadow work, I did tell you that you have that duality, so you do have a connection or a tie to the shadow realm. This is making me think of Ishtah, like myself, or Ishtar. This is why I call myself Ishtah, and it's because you're able to walk both realms. Ishtar is the goddess, just like Hathor is the goddess of love, but also of war. And a part of her story and mythology is that she's able to go into the underworld. And this is also Osset or Isis. It's all the same goddess, just different stories, different mythologies at different times, okay, to fit the people of that time, but the same story. She's the only goddess to be able to go into the underworld and to come out back, okay? So this is really about being able to walk both sides without your nature, without truly turning off your light. Your lightness is shown through the darkness. You have to, it's an alchemy that you have to use to combine to make it one. So I don't want to ramble. I feel like I'm going on too long. We do have a surprise outcome, which is interesting for me. So I feel like there is a surprise dominant power that you will get soon that you don't know about. I'm getting told to pull a timeline. So within, okay, 3 to 4 months. Look, you got the 4 of Cups and the 3 of Cups. How interesting. So within 3 to 4 months, and this is going to be a intuitive enhancement because you have water energy there. Within 3 to 4 months, you're going to get a surprise tune-up, tweak to your psychic gift as it is, all right? And I'm getting a headache right now in the front, just the front of my forehead where my third eye is. So it's definitely going to be something that's going to truly enhance your psychic powers. It says here, this issue is growing because you choose to ignore it. Let me get a clarifier on that. Okay, that makes sense. You got the 5 of Wands, 5 of Swords and the 8 of Wands. So what this is showing me is that your dominant power is your ability to place, fortify a boundary around yourself. Remember I was talking about you should assert boundaries for your self-love. So when you put a boundary and fortify that energy around yourself, that is a dominant power for you to heal, because it allows, it's almost like when you cast a circle around, a magic circle around your spell work, so that way the energy doesn't leave. Or when I say I cast a circle of divine protection around this reading, so that messages rooted only in divine love, divine wisdom, and divine truth are allowed through. Ashe. That is me in my mind visualizing, but also what is done as above mentally, so below physically in the physical world, even though you can't see it. So it is technically casting a circle. So I do feel like with you saying this, with this saying this issue is continue to grow, you're being called, your dominant power is when you cast your circles. There's something about your boundaries and ability to ignore or to put up that wall, to ignore out or to block out negative energy, which is why I really recommend that you check out your divine assignment for that 30-second kind of quick little, let's call it a quick quick little ritual to keep your energy protected. And like I said, the last card, most powerfully, you're a Skywalker. So you probably, if you've gone to my readings before, you've probably gotten that card, or you probably have seen, and I'm about to sneeze. So you're definitely a Skywalker, you know. That's why I'm feeling all loopy and nauseous, and the Jedi symbology is coming through. The last thing we're going to look at, y'all, and then you are out of here, because your reading is going on pretty long, but I'm loving it. We're going to look at how you can strengthen your dominant powers. We're going to get one card. We're pulling from the Fae deck. So we're working with the fairies. I do have the book handy because this is a very complex deck. So I would use my intuitive abilities first, and then I will read from the book, and we'll see how it aligns. Look at that. And I told you that you and that I, okay? You and that I. The number 64, and this is Gawachol. Garwachel, and I may be mispronouncing. I mean no disrespect to the energy. Let me just divine. Yeah, I don't even have to too much. Do you see how the body language here, it's almost in a cocoon or a fetal, not a fetal position, but the fetal position kind of serves two purposes. The fetal position, number one, is a way for us to curl into it for that emotional support that we want when we're feeling a lot of angst. But it's also how we came through in this world. We were in the fetal position when we were birthed. So it's our natural stance for our protection. When you have, they say when a bear is attacking you, curl up into a fetal position and play dead. Or maybe they don't say that. I feel like I hear a lot of different things when it comes to bears. All I know is that if I see a bear, I don't know what I'm going to do. Anyway, let's stay on track here, y'all. However, what I am feeling here and noticing is that this is it's almost like this individual is guarding themselves. They're guarding and protecting themselves, but they're still, it's like that eye is ever watching. It's ever watchful. It's still able to see what's going on around them. So it's making me feel like with this choosing to ignore, it's almost like you know how to choose your battles, or knowing how to choose to ignore certain energies, knowing how to discern, or having that internal alarm system that tells you, okay, this is negative energy, I don't need to contribute to that, or this is really good energy, or my energy is depleting, or almost even with how you interact with other individuals. So to strengthen your gift, okay, it's again making me feel that fortifying your boundaries and making sure that you are in tune with when someone is not good for you, and that could be in a friendship and sexual way, okay, depending on how free-spirited your nature is. So let's read from the book, and we have number 64. See if I can print. Okay, so here's the book. Here it says Gwacha, sudden shock, unexpected events, and rude awakenings. So Gwacha is the out of the blue fairy. He likes to surprise us. You know, you're walking along, minding your own business, or not minding any business at all, and the universe smacks you on your blind side with something that makes an awful splat. Unexpected demands from the tax man. The bank's hole in the wall machine eats your bank card late at night while the burly and irritable taxi driver is waiting. This book's a little old, but I like it. Your children find a way to dye themselves green before the in-laws arrive, and a meteor hits your car. Gwacha, of course, capable of happy surprises as well as shocking or miserable ones. Perhaps your lottery ticket wins. So, there's a lot more information on Gwacha, but I want to kind of get to some of the essentials here. So, Gwacha in a reading speaks to us of sudden, often violent breakdowns of existing structures, habits, patterns, or attitudes when we become too tightly confined by our own self-imposed limitations, including the desire for comfort and security. Gwacha kindly breaks the structure restraining us, whether we think we want him to or not. On a soul level, we know this to be necessary, but in our everyday thoughts, we usually get upset about it. However, breakdown can lead to breakthrough. This is liberation, and we often haven't a clue what to do with it. What I am concluding, my friends, for your reading is Gwacha is appearing to help you fortify the habits of allowing people to maybe walk over you, or allowing in relationships that do not serve you. And this does apply, like I was saying before, in the form of those type of relationships or exchanges where you are not being fully reciprocated. That could be receiving payment or some form of barter. It doesn't have to be money if you're uncomfortable with that, but some form of barter in exchange for what you do for others. So I do feel that there is a call with Guacha. You might have this pressure, or you might feel or be feeling this pressure to change. Feeling this pressure to change, or feeling this pressure to, almost like there is something that keeps giving you, you know what it is? It's almost as if Guacha is watching you and covering his head and shaking his head like, ugh. When are they going to learn? When are they going to learn to stop doing this or stop doing that? So you, with all your power and all your might and your ancient wisdom that you're giving out into this world and blessing us with, make sure that you are keeping a watchful eye on yourself to cater back to your own energy as you need it. And that, my friends, is how you're going to strengthen your dominant healing powers. I do hope that you enjoyed your reading, and until the next time, my friend, Love Naturally is out. Hey there, spiritual healer number 3. Guess what? We're about to find out how you have a spiritual healing gift. Nah, we're going to find out what your spiritual healing tools are. I must say, you might hear a little bit of rain in the background, a little bit of thunderstorms and stuff, and I really wanted to just capture that natural ambiance for us in this reading. So how we have been doing this with the other piles and the other groups, we have been looking at really this in a 4-part section. Okay, so I want you to understand when you leave here how you heal yourself. Okay, what spiritual healing gifts you have to heal yourself, which spiritual healing gifts, how you best heal others. And after that, we're going to look at what your dominant healing power is. And after your dominant healing power, after we identify that, we need to see how you can magnify that, how you can strengthen that power, because chances are that's the way that you are here to heal the world. Okay, so without further ado, I've already protected the circle, and I ask you, Great Spirit, show me how spiritual healers number 3, how do they heal themselves? How do they heal themselves? Give me one more. How do they heal themselves? Spiritual healer number 3. How do they heal themselves? I'm going to take this one because it's upright. Interesting. Okay, so this is the Brotherhood of the Light Tarot deck. It's a little bit different from the regular Rider-Waite. So let me sit with this energy. Okay, spiritual healer number 3, you have some quite interesting energy. You know, I'm sitting here and I'm interpreting the messages that I'm hearing, and I'm trying to put it all together, and boy oh boy, it's so beautiful. So you have a bit of an interesting way that you heal. First off, I want to say that your cutoff game is strong. Okay, like your cutoff game is unlike anybody else. You have the ability to literally just, I'm hearing the word turn your back, but I think that's how it feels to the people that you do it towards. But when you are done with somebody, you literally chop their head off, and not literally, not literally, you figuratively chop their heads off, and like you're moving on, like your energy is just like cut off from them. But the way that I'm seeing that you heal spiritually, it's coming up in like a twofold part. First off, you get a lot of your spiritual healing for your personal self through sexual energy. Believe it or not. So when you make love, whether it's to yourself or if it's with a partner of your choice, you're someone who can get good energy through lovemaking and through, your intimacy. I'll put it like that. So knowing your love language is going to be something that is very important for you, because your love language is going to help you to identify how you will heal yourself. I'm feeling not so much Venusian energy, but more so that this group has a focus on, when it comes to healing themselves, you have a focus on receiving. Definitely receiving, but there's a two-part to that. And if you're curious as to what your love language is, or what even love languages are, I recommend that you head over to my website after you finish your reading, because with every reading I offer a completely free, no registration required, no sign up, or emails. That's how I'm giving it out for now. So definitely make sure you have yourself access to your divine assignment. What you'll do is you'll go to my website at www.lovenaturally.com, and once you're there, you're going to scroll and look for, which shouldn't be too much scrolling, but scroll and look for the thumbnail that matches this reading, and then you're going to locate the pile number 3 or any other piles you may have selected today. And these divine assignments are just suggested, and it helps you to bring your reading full circle and to activate your powers. So again, there's, with your sexual energy, when you receive intimacy, or you are able to be in the flow of love and the flow of intimacy, even when people give you gifts, it's a way for you to heal. I'm hearing that you like to receive gifts, or even maybe gifts. Gift giving may be your love language. However, also when you cut people off, so there's something that you do where you take a lot, 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 you take a little bit more, then you say, all right, let me take one more little piece, and then boom, you cut somebody off. So I think that your cutoff game is so strong because your tolerance, your endurance, your perseverance, and your barometer for managing bullshit and fuckery in your life is also equally strong. So because of that, when you finally pull out, pull away, and pull off from something that's toxic in your life, boy, it's like a healing process. It's like you completely get restored and regenerated. And it makes sense because you also have here the Wheel of Fortune. So with you being able to cut people off, or being able to walk, it's not even a people thing. It's like a situation. It's just toxicity. That's the word, toxicity. When you're able to turn your back away from that, it actually it resets your luck clock, your luck scale. It's interesting. It's weird. You're a lucky person. If you watched what's the movie with Ryan Reynolds? He's a superhero. Deadpool number 2, I think it is, or 3. One of the sequels, and he meets. She's from Germany. I cannot believe I cannot remember her name right now. Black girl. She's from Germany. She suffers from anxiety. She's in ATL. I'll put her name on the screen. It's because I'm divining. I cannot think of the stuff that my physical mind would identify. But anyhow, she's lucky in the movie, and I only bring all that up, okay, to be like, you're like lucky. You're the girl lucky in the movie Deadpool 2 or Deadpool 3. You're lucky. There's just something about you that when others come around you, or when others are in your energy, they become lucky too. And sometimes, especially if you're having intercourse with certain individuals who have more of a succubi, or like a lower vibrational energy than you do, they can steal your luck. Like, you might notice that things are starting to go good for the closest people to you in your life, but you're losing your shine. It's like, hey, what about my luster? Like, you're kind of losing your goodness. So that's why your cutoff game has to be very, very on point, very precise, very like, I can't turn back to this. And it's almost like the grand maker made you that way, designed you that way, so that way your cups can stack. Because at the end of this journey, when it comes to you healing yourself, you have the 10 of Cups, and this is you stacking your own cups. This is you stacking your own value, or not even like allowing yourself to replenish, because I don't feel that there's a depletion of energy. It's more so that there's a depletion of your magical resources. Because let's face it, this is the Death card, and it's the number 13. 13 is a very magical number in the essence, where it's a number of magic. It's the number that represents the witch's coven. So there's something about your magic, your magical mojo, and whether you're like, well, I don't do magic, girl, hold on, what you talking about now? Wait a minute now. Or whether you do dibble and dabble and dabble and dibble, it doesn't matter. There's something about your essence, your energy, and your luck being stripped from you when you are very, very, very much so engaging in intimate settings and circles, whether it's physical intimacy, sexual intimacy, or just emotional intimacy. So this doesn't mean cut everybody off in your life. It just means that when you are able to evaluate how people make you feel, something about your ability to evaluate the circle in which you keep you, feels very scorpionic. It feels, because Scorpios tend to have like a real small circle. Like they got a few folks they roll with. Like they got their main dogs that they've been friends with forever, or like people that they have been friendships with for a long time. So it's usually one or two. If a Scorpio has more than 3 friends, it's like, oh, you're a different kind of Scorpio. What you got? You're cusp with Libra, or what's up? So, and you don't have to be a Scorpio. I'm just identifying the energy archetype for you. This feels like you have maybe a small circle, or more so that the circle that you keep, please make sure you're monitoring the type of company, because that type of company has the potential to steal your energy from you. So you, I'm hearing, are an indirect healer. This group, I feel that many of you don't really know anything about spirituality, or you don't really know too much. And you might know that you might know that there have been things that have happened to you in your life, and you're like, holy shit, how did remember that time when such and such happened? And like, we can, to this day, we cannot explain how I managed to, or how that managed to. So there's like occurrences that may happen in your life. Again, number 13, that mystery, that scorpionic kind of, because the death card represents Scorpio, which is another reason why I keep referencing that. But it's also more so the archetypal energy of Scorpio. It's that mystery. It's about, it's also about your healing. Is also in your personal ability to transform. So you have this kind of magical essence to you that you have to kind of protect and guard. I feel like that's a common theme for all 3 piles. But also B, there's yeah, you're lucky. You're a lucky charm. They're saying you're a lucky charm, and you have to protect your lucky charm. Okay. And again, you may not know a lot about energy and magic and things like that, but you should know a thing or two about protection and protecting yourself. So definitely head over to your divine assignment after this, and we'll get you some tips on how you can protect yourself. Real easy stuff, real, beginners things, not intermediate, beginners info. Okay. So let's now take a look at how you heal other people. How do you heal other people? Show me how my spiritual healers number 3, how do they heal other people? How do spiritual healer number 3 heal others? Spiritual healer number 3, how do they heal others? We have 3 cards, and we're going to take those as is. And I just want to point out, you have the heart guardian at the bottom. So again, it's just something about you guarding your heart, guarding your love, guarding how you love others, guarding how you give out your love energy, guarding who you love. Just be careful with that. Be mindful of that, okay? I feel that this is a very important message for many of you. Just be careful about wearing your heart on your sleeve with the wrong people. And if you're someone who enjoys sexual intercourse, there's no judgment here, baby. Let me tell you something. Ain't no judgment here. Okay, but if you enjoy it, all right, I am going to add a but. Make sure that you are doing cleanses on your energy, okay? Because you may have a lot of spiritual ties and invisible bonds to people that need to be broken and need to be cut, so that you can restore and restart your energy and allow your cups to restack. Because again, you're very magical, but you just don't know you're magical. For some reason, it's like been blocked. So how do you heal others? So you got 4 cards. You got here Shaman. We got She-Wolf. I'm going to take these upright. We have here, wow, it's a lot of animalistic energy. The Hunter. And then the Sage. Be devoted and committed. What's interesting to me, I'm sitting here and I'm thinking that of the icon, because I do these readings, I don't reflect on the icons, I just let the channeling be as raw and as natural as possible. I like that, So I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, like, wasn't this icon the the prayer. It was a gentleman that was praying. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, well, none of this energy is like kind of like the way that you give out your sexual energy, blah, blah, blah. What does that have to do with the prayer? Or the gentleman that's kneeling down in prayer? But now that I think about it, or now that I'm sensing it, it's like I just got a message that many of you are like, you give your energy out. So if you don't do it in like a sexual way or a romantic way or a platonic way, it's like you give your energy out. You're a servant to humanity in a way where you're always praying. Like, you may not work in a field where you do service work like I had felt was the case for another pile, which I won't tell you, so that way you don't feel swayed to go to something unnaturally. But I do feel like you have this call to be almost like of servitude to others, where you have to pray for them very hard, or feel very bad, or your heart, that's what it is, your heart bleeds for others. So one thing I would just like to say is that one of the ways that in connection to identifying that is the way that you heal yourself, the way that you heal others is because I'm seeing this in like a twofold way. I see that some of you may work in like a form of animal therapy, or you may want to work with animal therapy. There's something to do with you and working with nature, working with animals, working in a naturalistic way. Perhaps this could be you working in herbalism, also teaching people how to work with you're a transformation coach. That's what it is. So you help others transform. You literally help people transform their lives. You may do it on their behalf through your prayer, your powerful prayer. I'm hearing that you're someone who, when you speak, and interesting that I'm saying that, and now my throat is like getting all scratchy. But your prayers, like, I'm not trying to say that other people's prayers aren't, but let me tell you something, honey child. Your prayers get heard by God. Like, your prayers got priority. Like, if prayers were sperm, your prayers win the race every time. You got some sperm prayers, okay? You ain't never heard that before, I promise you. So this is definitely the group that it's like with that archery here, like when you shoot your arrow, your message goes straight to the heavens, and they are heard on behalf of who it is that you're praying for. Another way that you heal is through writing, through scripture. I'm hearing scripture, so this could be in the form of you writing prayers. That might be something you want to consider to do, writing out a prayer. You know how there are prayers if you opened up a holy book, the Quran, the Bible, the Baha'i faith book, holy book, you can probably identify a prayer to read it. Well, guess what, my friend? You have the ability to write your own prayers. Now, we all can write a prayer, but like I said, there's something about your prayer power. Your prayer game is on point. So I'm seeing that you have the ability to heal others. I would also say yourself, right? But we're looking at the strongest way that you heal others. And that is by writing a prayer. And I'm seeing that you should be writing this on papyrus paper. I'm hearing some form of papyrus paper, or some type of linen paper that's made like woven, in a woven style. You can get them a lot of times from an office supply store. You can maybe order it online. Or things like that. And again, that's going back to you working with that naturalistic, or the naturalism of earth, working with the rawness. I even see like writing on tree bark. Interestingly, I've never done that. I don't even know. I ain't never heard nobody that did that, but you probably the one that do that. Writing on tree bark. Also, there's something about your ability to meditate. Going into meditation, you have a power to go into deep trance-like states. And these deep trance-like states helps you to It's not so much about channeling. It's almost like you are they're saying a shadow realm walker. You know, there's skywalkers and all this, but I'm seeing you as like a shadow realm walker. And when I say shadow realm, don't get fearful of that. But when I say shadow realm, it's you help people navigate their shadow warrior side. It's as if you ever heard of this, or if you ever like read on or watched the biographies of Mother Teresa, some of her personal, vice. Some of her personal vices was she was a heroin addict. Okay, so she was addicted to that heroin, and that was one of the only ways that she could help. Or it was basically like an opioid. I won't call it heroin, but it was opioid. She had an opioid addiction of some sort, whatever was available at that time to her in that region of the world. Okay, but that's how she found solace in feeling all the pain in the world, and that's what she wrote. Okay, so I just feel that there's this. Remember I said it's almost like a martyr. There's a martyr undertone here, even as far as the martyrs of the priests that do self-punishment or self-punishing. So, and I'm not saying that that's how you heal others. I'm saying that that is like a tone that I'm feeling that you really don't have to do. Excuse me. Your heka is strong enough. Like I said, writing prayers for others, writing prayers for yourself even, and working directly with the powerful mind of your like shadow realm walking intent. And walking through the shadow realm means just being able to walk through different realms, different dimensions. Astral projecting is the correct term, okay? To be able to astral project. Sometimes we get these words that we use on earth, but in the celestials, in the spirit realm, they don't use those words. They're like, what do you call it? It's like when you go to another country and you're saying banana, and they're like, no, we don't call it a banana, we call it a yankanta. You're like, oh, that's okay, this is yankanta. All right, so let's look at what is your most powerful gift, your dominant healing gift. So yeah, I guess in the spirit realm, astral projection in some areas is called what's it called, shadow realm walking. Okay, if you hear any noise in the background, it's just my dog. Yo, this just came out the deck. You cannot you cannot make it up. I just said prayer is your most powerful way. Look at this, the whole deck. Let's get some more. What is the most powerful, dominant power of healing that my spiritual healer number 3 has? The most powerful, dominant form of healing that my spiritual healers from number 3 have. I'm trying to do this on camera so y'all can see it come out. And take those two, and can I have one or two more? One or two more. I feel like taking this one and this one, and I feel another one. Okay, that one. All right. So we have a few. We have this prayer. This situation requires prayer. As I stated, your powerful prayer, your ability to pray creates miracles. You have sperm prayer. Okay, that always wins the race. It always is number one. It always. There's something very passive about your approach to healing. It's not one that's active. It's not one that requires you to, I don't feel a warrior energy coming off of you. I feel the wise hermit, almost like the recluse that might go into the forest. When Michelangelo or Nietzsche did that, they went. Friedrich Nietzsche is a philosopher, German, I believe, and Michelangelo is the Italian artist and inventor. And for a period in their time of, I guess, self-discovery, they went on personal retreats, a lot like Buddha, and even Muhammad did a homage or pilgrimage, excuse me. But they did their own type of pilgrimage or retreat, and they stayed in the mountains. And this is in Europe, y'all, so ain't no telling what the fuck they was encountering out there. And I'm sorry, not Michelangelo. Well, Michelangelo and Leonardo da Vinci as well. Is Leonardo da Vinci? No, I heard both of them did. But long story short, these guys went into the caves, and when they were in there, they were getting these images from, I guess they felt like, otherworldly visions, and these otherworldly visions revealed to them certain prophetic messages in which they distributed out into the world through their own artistry. Sometimes it takes forever to tell a story. Especially when you're a Pisces, okay? Because we be everywhere else. I'd be like, all right, wait, what are we talking about? I'm sorry, I forgot. So what I mean to say with all that is there's something about you going into the darkness of your mind, into the void. That's what it's called also by, not Napoleon Hill, but Neville Goddard. So going into the void and getting that information, or allowing yourself to kind of dream walk, to astral project, to shadow walk. And what you do there, I don't know. I think you'd have to book a personal reading with a trusted advisor. Hopefully I could be that trusted advisor for you. But again, I feel that I don't know what you do there, because this is the group that doesn't know their spiritual reach. They don't know their magical prowess to its fullest extent just yet. And many of us don't, but like, you don't know anything. Like, I feel that even if you do, then bypass this part of the message. But the majority, about 90% of those who watch Spiritual Healer number 3, you're not really that busy in the magic and spiritual world on your own accord. 90%. You have here the moon card. Like I said, with how she's looking up at this moon here, there's a connection between you and the moon, you being able to illuminate darkness, because you also have Lilith in shadow work, and I'm a shadow worker as well. So my specialty is helping people to find that nasty rawness that they feel is so nasty about themselves, and to shine light on it, to love it, to condition it, to name their demon, to make their demon their best friend, and to coexist, because you can't outbeat the devil. Okay, you can't beat the devil. You learn to coexist. You learn to kind of balance the two. It's an eternal battle of good and evil. Before you think that I'm talking crazy, that's the premise of life, the battle of good and evil. Who will win? We don't know until the end. And it starts with inside of you. So working with your shadow energy and overcoming your own shadows. Maybe this is a group that has had addictions in the past that you've overcome, and you're now maybe in a position to start helping other people to overcome addictions. And it doesn't have to be drug, alcohol, gambling, sex addictions. It could be. Those tend to be the most prevalent in our world. But they could be other addictions like mismanaging addictions for shopping, strange addictions like eating baby powder. And I don't want to call that a strange addiction as an insulting way, but I don't think that eating baby powder is something that is healthy, which is why it's a peculiar addiction, because it could be something that's toxic to your body over long periods of time, just like alcohol and other forms of drugs. You are clairvoyant, because I know some of y'all who don't know about magical gifts and spirituality and stuff like that. Clairvoyance is when you're able to hear. You have this way where you're able to hear. Some people say hear voices, but I feel that sounds very like an actual voice. It's more of like something told me not to sit that glass of milk right there, because somebody was going to knock it over, and then I was going to have to clean this all up and make me late to work. Kind of like that. And actually that's funny, because that's clairaudience that I'm describing, and I'm looking here and I'm seeing clairvoyance. So clairaudience, which is different, I'll put the spelling on the screen for you here. Clairaudience is what I'm describing. It's like that inner voice. So you may have a blend of clairaudience and clairvoyance. Clairvoyance is your vision. It's having those dreams. It's having those visions of seeing things. It's that having those visions. It's having that foresight. It's like that impeccable foresight. You may have dreams where a lot of things come true, and you're like, I felt like you may have a lot of deja vu. That's what it is. You may have a lot of deja vu where you're like, this happened before, and people are like, oh, okay, weirdo, and you're like, oh, I guess I'm a weirdo, and you brush it off, but you don't realize that that's your clairvoyance, like telling you, like, hey, we've been here, something like this. And it might even give you messages on what is to come, what is to happen when you have those moments of deja vu. So try to play with that more. You have here Sophia's light. So again, you are a wise one. You're someone who has the potential to be a great sage. There's a lot of wisdom that is in you that is ready to be shared with a circle of people to start, and then with friends. I don't know if you're on a journey in this lifetime where you will be a world-renowned spiritual healer. I think that for many of you, not all, many of you in this group, your spiritual healing is more so fostered around yourself, fortifying how to have self-love and that is healthy, and how to have loving exchanges in relationships that's healthy, that's equal give, equal receive, and teaching those who are around you in your immediate circles the same, like your children, your nieces, your nephews, your cousins, the younger ones that look up to you, and also the older ones too, because they say you can't teach an old dog new tricks, but I refuse to believe that. I don't limit the ability of God ever, because with Sophia's light, and Sophia being the goddess of wisdom, there is no limitation. So I feel that you are the person who's kind of the first domino that gets knocked over, that knocks over all of the other dominoes, that creates this big grand trickle effect in the long run, or ripple, whatever, pick a word, effect in the long run. And I think it starts here with you and your wisdom, and bringing forth that wisdom to come through. And that's why I feel that meditation and that shadow work, you're a shadow worker for like your generation. And if you have friends around you, the lessons that you're going to teach them, and it's not even about you getting a microphone and teaching them and shaking your finger. It's about you teaching them through your demonstration of your actions and of how you've reformed yourself. I told you in the beginning, I felt transformation. That Scorpio energy is about transformation. This is a group of folks who are going to massively transform their lives from an internal standpoint. It's not like, girl, I went from rags to riches. On an energetic level, yes, you went from a person who did not know that you had the riches that were inside of you. You were walking around like you were in rags. You didn't know your full worth, your full potential, your fullness. And this is a lifetime, I feel that you're learning that. And your spiritual healing gift, that is the strongest one, is Are Their Pants on Fire? I just feel automatically that's telling me that you have a tendency to lie to yourself about who you are, what you're capable of doing, what you're able to do. I'm getting like butterflies and anxiety in my stomach right now. Perhaps there are things that you hold back from, people that you won't leave and move on from, even though you know they don't do you right, it doesn't feel right, but you hang on to it. So I do feel that your biggest gift is being honest and truthful, not with others, but with yourself. To close out, my friends, let's look at how you can strengthen your spiritual gifts. Let's see how you're able to strengthen these gifts, and we are done. This is the fairy deck, so we're going to pull just one from this deck. It is a bit of a complex deck, so work with me as we enjoy this deck together. So how do you strengthen? How do you strengthen this gift? Okay, we got a winner here. We got two, but I'll be honest, I'm gonna take the top one. Just that one. Well, I just want to make note that you have here Lesty's Moon's daughter. So I think I have to take that one too. And the friends. But I just wanted to point out the friends one because, like I was saying, I do feel like there is something about your social circles, your friends, your lovers, your partners, whether it be business partners, sexual partners. There's something about who you come in contact with often that these people have to, you got to make sure that they're good, they have good energy that they're bringing to the table, because they can definitely like pull from you in a negative way, but we've already talked about that. Okay, so we have here ecstasy, so that's number 2. And then we have here Lesty, Moon's daughter. Aw, she's cute. Lesty's Moon's daughter. All right, when I see these cards together, I see first off 38 and 2. And I'll be honest, I'm going to I'm going to read the book and give like official meanings, but first I just kind of want to divine intuitively and see what I feel. With 38 and 2, I'm summing that up to 40. And 40 is definitely that number that represents, it reduces down to 4, which represents fortification. I guess you can't say fortify without saying 4. So creating that foundation and that fortification that is internal, one where you kind of, you see how his head is all like squashed out. It's like one where you have your not your arm over, but you have the upper hand over your, not enemies, but the people that are around you. There is something about you needing, or to strengthen this, needing to elevate the way that you see yourself and elevating your own internal light. For this to be a moon daughter, there's darkness in this card, but she is totally illuminated. So this is a inner illumination that you are being called to kind of visit, to understand about yourself. And let's see what the actual book has to, let's see what the book got to say. Okay, so it says here, number 2. All right, here we go. Number 2, ecstasis. Ecstasy, joy, rapture, and motivation. Ecstasis is the song, the energy, and the power that fills unity. There is nothing else but that song. No voice to sing, no ears to hear, just the infinite and eternal song, the energy of which completely fills eternity and infinity. In unity, there is nothing but song, the outpouring of undifferentiated energy, the power felt in a mystical experience. And this is interesting. What did we say before? Right here, look what it says, the void. All right, didn't we say that? The void, so often spoken of in a spiritual literature, is not empty but full. So full that there is no space between one singing and the next. So let's go forth. Let's see what this actually means for us. So it's saying here that everything is linked. Everything is a part of one song. Everything is ecstasy or ecstasy. And ecstasy is something that we seek. It feels better than good. It feels, well, ecstatic. We experience it in tiny bursts and in bigger surges. It enables us to recognize the sacred nature of our own being as an experienced fact. This card in a reading is saying, among other things, go for it. It confirms that we are on course and moving towards the direction in which we will be able to sing harmony with the great song. How I'm feeling that this is relating to your reading, my friends, is you allowing yourself to put your joy first in many of the relationships where you've sabotaged how you feel, sabotage your own heart. It's almost like I'm seeing somebody take their heart out and give it to somebody else. But it's like, well, what you gonna use? It's like, no, it's okay, you can have it. Ugh. It's like, girl, if you don't get your heart back in your body, how are we gonna go out? Okay, I need somebody who has a heart with me. Okay, so we have here with Listy Moon's daughter, light cast in shadows, spiritual guidance, illumination, and riddles. She's a bringer of light in the darkness. Didn't we say that? Yet moonlight both reveals and conceals. Her bright fairy hoofprints light the path ahead of you, guiding you through the dark. She is also one of the guides at the passages between the other worlds and this one. I told y'all are, I'm going to leave this one there because that kind of told me everything I needed to know about her. I told y'all are kind of like the you're like the gatekeeper, like the doorkeeper, but it's like, it's not for you to let other people through. You go, like you do it on your own, and you'll kind of allow yourself to walk between realms, but others can't go with you. And again, I think that's because you're a younger soul when it comes to your spiritual and magical maturity. And in this lifetime, I do feel that one of your biggest healing tasks is to heal yourself. Perhaps when you do cross over to the other side, I'm getting a message that you may be someone that helps other souls to cross over. A lot of times we just focus on the physical plane, but in the spiritual plane, there's other good works that can be done. And there are souls that get trapped in what we call limbo, purgatory, etc. So you may be someone that has the ability once you transition, or maybe now, but I feel more so when you transition in your spirit form, you'll help other souls to be able to properly transition as well. Almost like the Harriet Tubman of Underworld, the railroad, Underground Railroad, when bringing slaves to their freedom up north. I do see that kind of for you in the spirit realm. So very interesting, very powerful energy. I loved it. Never tapped into anything like this before. And I just want to say thank you for allowing me to be one of your first spiritual readers or spiritual reading experiences, because I do feel like many of you are newbies. And I do hope that you sign up for a free alignment call. No registration, no sales that will be offered to you at the end. And also there's no email registrations required. Just go ahead and look at the description below. You'll find all the information that you need. And until next time, Love Naturally is out.